Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, haters and fans of all ages, welcome to another Wednesday episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. I am the heel that you love to hate, O'Shea Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Petty Guerrero.
Hey, yo, it's me. It's the T-double-O, the J-I-double-G, Jiggy, TJ Jefferson. What's up, man?
How was your Thanksgiving?
Man, it was glorious, bro. Hung out with some friends that are like family. You know, didn't have a lot of plates, though. I went kind of light.
Yeah,
right?
nice.
I had a real big piece of turkey to start with.
Yeah.
You know, had the gravy, which was bomb. Had the mashed potatoes, that was bomb. And then the mac and cheese and all that. And, yeah, it was good. Shout out to Mila Kunis. You might know her as a top Hollywood actress. I know her as my friend's wife who can throw down in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And she did her thing.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Mila Kunis. I had a very, very family-based Thanksgiving. I loved it. You know, had a good time. All my favorite people in the world were there. And
I mean, I wasn't there, but
can I tell my story?
My bad.
Can I tell my story? So anyway, but yeah, you know, I'm on my weight loss thing, so I didn't have as many plates as I would like to have.
Understand.
But you know, there's sacrifices we make for my superficial job to look pretty, and also, you know, health and things like that. But it's the holidays.
Yeah, we want you here for a long time.
A long time. Yeah.
Unlike Jackson Dart on the Giants, who appears to want to be here for a good time, not a long time, man. Because that dude.
But like when you think about him and Scatterbo on the same team, it's just like they're just making these rough Giants, and you know, it's not my team, so who gives a damn?
But they're fun though.
Yeah, but not as fun as Survivor Series.
Was it fun to you?
It was very fun. It was very fun, and then something weird happened. And I had to call you to make sure that it happened because I swear I was watching Survivor Series and I was having a good time, but then I must have blacked out because I swore somebody from the Shadow Realm jumped across the gate and cost the Faces the match and then disappeared with no answer to who the hell it was or anything. So I know I must have been on some sort of some wave or I know I wasn't on any substances. So like it just I know that didn't happen, right?
Well, first of all, you just jumped to the very end of the entire thing.
You asked me how I felt.
Well, I thought you might have started at the beginning, like most good stories started at the beginning, and now you're jumping to the end.
But I just want to make sure that we all saw it happen.
I saw a cat that was, to quote Lil' Kim, dressed in all black like the Omen, you know, climbed up the cage, stood there for a second, you know, took in all the situation. I was kind of like, whoa, whose side is this brother on right now? I say, brother, I don't know. He could have been anybody. Could have been Asian, could have been white, could have been Mexican. I don't know. You know, I call him brother. But I call my brother son because he shined like one. But you're standing there, you're like, what's going on? And then he hits a version of a curb stomp. And then everyone looks surprised. And next you know, Peter Parker's up the side of the cage.
Yep.
You know, like he had just finished with Bonesaw McGraw. Look that up. Shout out to the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And made his way out the cage. Next you know, Punk's getting speared by Braun Breaker. Un, deux, trois. That's French, for those who don't know. And the Hill team wins the main event.
Yeah.
At Survivor Series.
I call bullshit.
I mean, why would you?
But I mean, my God, like I had such a good time, ladies and gentlemen. I had such a good time.
I don't want to interrupt, but I'm going to. Let's address that. A lot of people, you know, it's the internet, and you and I try to be maybe not the most positive people on the internet, but we try to be as positive as we can, way more than a lot of people, the wrestling creators. I don't even think we've ever called ourselves wrestling creators. No. I don't want to start now. But, man, there was a lot of people, but I guess some people just ain't going to be happy about anything.
No, not at all. And I was having an amazing time watching Survivor Series. And we will break down everything, but just for my analogy, I guess that's what it is. It was like I got an amazing appetizer You know, one that like you could low key be an entree, one of them.
Oh, one of them type
you
songs.
know, and it was like I had a great time with the women's match and all the oohs and ahs that were happening there. Lash Legend looked like a monster. You had EO hitting what my favorite spot of her doing that trash can that I've ever had. And you knew it was coming. They put her logo on the trash can. Like you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing now.
And for her to do a swanton, I was like, oh man, I'm eating good. Then you got a first course Intercontinental title match with John and Dom. And you and I know that we both kind of felt like, listen, that's Dom Mysterio's title. So, and it's also like, why are you giving it to John? He's about to be out of here like in 2 months. But anyway. So I had a great time with that match. Once again, we will break everything down, and then they cleanse the palate a little bit with a clean match between Stephanie Vicaire and Nikki Bella, where nothing crazy happened. It was just a clean one-on-one wrestling match. There was no shenanigans. So a little palate cleanser for the entree, and you overcooked my steak. What the hell was that? Like. It was all good. It was all good. And then this has to have such a payoff, dude, because you had it. Everything was going great. Like the match looked exactly how it was supposed to. And then it's just a wrench out of nowhere. It just felt like you're doing too much cooking. You overcooked the steak. And it really messed the meal up. And so, you know, it's once again, people are speculating and we have to wait and we have to see where this is going to go. But I just didn't feel like that needed that. It's not like this Survivor Series or this War Games had any real stakes. It wasn't like, you know, this is for some number one contendership or, you know, if this side wins, that side has to. None of that. There was nothing. It was just, let's put all of our favorite toys together and smash them together. And I was fine with that. And it could have, I guess there, you know, from a business standpoint, it makes it so my baby faces didn't necessarily lose clean. But it's a War Games match. None of it is clean. It's all weapons. It's all like shenanigans happening. It's a 10-man match. Like bull crap can happen, and it just still be a clean pin. But like I guess at the end of the day, Cody, Roman, Jay, and Punk and Jimmy, like they all will have this to fall back on. That like, nah, y'all added in a sixth guy out of nowhere to beat us. So, I mean, I guess that's what we're falling back on, but it just didn't feel good. And I guess wrestling isn't supposed to always make you leave happy. I wasn't in the building, thanks ESPN, but I wasn't in the building. So I guess I'm glad I got to watch from the comfort of my own home, but my goodness, I just need this dude that was dressed in all black to pay off.
I don't know how much I loved it. It was star-studded. We know that.
Yeah.
You had 10 of the biggest stars. I don't want to be the guy who's comparing it to Blood and Guts, because that's what so many people did, right? And they're two different companies. It's two different match styles, you know. But it is kind of hard not to when you watch them both, right? And you see
they happen a week apart.
The blood and guts and what that was. But I get it. Like a lot of people, maybe you don't want so much blood. But as an aside, do you remember a few years ago when WWE banned blood? And then every Hell in a Cell, every Elimination Chamber, people would complain, there's no blood, there's no blood. And then AEW start getting blood, and then people start complaining, why is there so much blood?
Yeah.
Like, again, people just can't decide what they want, right? So that part's really weird to me. So I don't want to compare the two, but it's hard not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really hard not to when you watch both matches. But I'll disassociate and just take this on what it is. it's just like, I don't know, man. There was just something missing for me with this. You know, everyone comes in, and I got to say something real quick. When Roman starts to come to the cage as he's coming down the aisle, and Brock got out, you know, a lot of people online were complaining about that should have been a disqualification. They said so in the match, but like, people aren't listening, right? People just want to talk, but they don't want to listen. Michael Cole made it very clear. The match does not start until everyone's inside of the cage. Yeah. He said once that happens and you leave, you are automatically disqualified and the match is over. The match hadn't started when Brock left the cage. The match only starts when the last man or woman gets in the cage and they ring the bell. So that's one thing that you kind of get annoyed reading all the comments about. It's like, pay attention, then you'll see this. You know, the doomsday device onto Braun Breaker when he fell and landed on his neck. That was a little frightening.
Yeah, because they took him off camera for a long time.
And so you're kind of wondering, and I saw fan footage of, like, you could see they had the door open, they were checking on him.
Yeah, and you could see Punk constantly looking over.
Yeah, trying to make sure he was okay. So it was good to see that they had each other's safety. I mean, it was a fine match. Lesnar got in there. He did his thing, of course. You know, those type of matches, everyone gets their moment to shine. Yeah. You know, so Brock comes in, he F5s everybody. You know, Bronson Reed, our last guest, comes in and he tsunamis everyone and kind of sets the tone, and he just devastated everyone. Yeah. I don't know. It was fine. You know, I don't think I'll sit back and replay this match in particular the way I've done other matches in the past. It was fine. It was good. You know, I'm happy no one got hurt. That's always the big thing. Glad everyone was able to walk out pretty much healthy. But yeah, I guess the thing we got to talk about is the man dressed in all black, because that was the story. And you kind of have to wonder, when you have all the star power, when you have all of these stars, why do you need someone else to come in and interfere? You know, so I'm hoping that this is a really big payoff, right?
Yeah.
And you know, now Monday Night Raw comes. I want to jump ahead, but I'll jump ahead. You had everyone saying, you know, well, who was the guy in black? And, you know, we saw Seth Rollins walking around backstage, but he's not medically cleared, and blah, blah, and woo, woo. That, I tell you what, man, I'm very lenient when it comes to wrestling. And you know, I like Seth Rollins, but if it turns out that this was Seth Rollins, this would make less than 0 sense.
Yeah.
Right? Here's a guy, like, you got hurt, you got destroyed, you got booted out of your own creation, you lost your belt, but then you're going to come back months later to help them. Yeah. So let's eliminate him. Yeah. He cannot be the man in black. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my feeling on it.
Yeah. There's no way in hell that is Seth Rollins.
It shouldn't be.
It would be the most aggravated I have been with the WWE in a long time.
Yeah.
Because, like, what
would be the point?
What are we talking about then? And it, you know, there's people that are speculating. Obviously, Austin Theory is the number one suspect. I even saw somebody say that, what if it was Carmelo Hayes? And I started looking at
too big to be Melo, I think.
But then for Paul Heyman to be like, I don't even know who that was. Now I'm really confused.
You know, I've seen names like Theory. I've seen Montez Ford's.
I even saw Speed.
Yeah. First of all, Speed's 5'5". Like, that dude clearly had some size to him. It wasn't Speed. But here's another thing that I think I said to you when we were talking on the phone. Just because the person who made the athletic climb into the cage and jumped out, that doesn't mean that that's going to be the actual person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that could have just been like, all right. Hey,
I mean, Chad Gable was a Grande Americano.
Well, you don't know that. You don't. Because El Grande Americo's still wrestling and Chad Gable's not.
That's true.
So you can't say that.
I apologize.
Yeah, you should. But yeah, man, so that's one thing. And then I tweeted something to you, Raw. You were like, so they're just not going to tell us who the man in black is?
Right.
Did you see my response to you? I was like, well, how about this? What if that was just somebody in the crowd that did that on their own and everyone just stood back like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then a fan just jumped in, climbed the fence,
They need to sign his ass immediately. Did you see how quick he got up that cage?
But I'm saying now creative's got to like come up with a storyline.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the only explanation, right?
Yeah.
But
completely in like ninja'd out, completely in black, moved way quicker than any of the older superstars that some of y'all are suggesting. Seen people suggest it's Chris Jericho. With respect to Chris Jericho.
Yeah, he ain't.
I've seen you, buddy. You ain't moving up that damn cage.
Not in 2025. 1998 Chris Jericho.
Yeah, by all means. You know? But it's something else I want to bring up. How did you feel about the second Yeet moment?
Okay, so a lot of fans again questioning this, right?
Yeah.
But for Anarchy in the Arena, like AEW literally uses music. Now, maybe that's the difference, is because they truly use the music to further along the match, but it still doesn't matter. They're still stopping and playing music during the match. Guess what? Loved it. Didn't care. Here's what else I think about that. You know, with a Royal Rumble or something, when you got to count down someone's coming, what happens the last 10 seconds? Someone just gets put in a corner. They're getting boots put to them. You're just kind of waiting anyway, right? So who cares? People keep complaining about Jay doing the second intro. Here's the deal, and like I keep saying this, the only people that are complaining about Jey Uso are people online, because we've been to shows, multiple shows. That dude's pop is bigger than anyone else's pop. That dude gets more cheers than anybody. If the fans hated this, they wouldn't cheer again for it before he does it, right? If everyone just sat silent, he wouldn't have to go like that, right?
Yeah.
So obviously people enjoy it. It was 15, maybe 20 seconds. And if you didn't enjoy him sitting on top of the cage,
that was hard.
And it got people hyped. I didn't hear any of the crowd die down. The crowd was going. And then what happened? You heard the and then fear. Like, you want to talk about an entire arena?
Shot.
Yes, of like Punk coach. Everyone's just like, Jimmy.
You get that shot.
They're just like, oh, okay, it's about to get real, because the boogeyman's coming. Not that boogeyman, but a monster. Well, not that monster, but someone that you don't want to have to deal with is coming. And so
the beast incarnate.
Yeah, so that transfer from oh my God, no.
Yeah, like, that moment is a great moment. It's a great moment.
I don't understand people, like, I don't know. I didn't mind it.
Listen, bro, just quit you. Like, you know what you're going to get. How many times can you be disappointed if you know it's going to happen?
Right.
Shut up. Like, it's just, it has now become it's the same thing that really happened with Bianca. Like, everybody knows what type of star Bianca Belair was going to be. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just seemed like the internet turned on Bianca.
Oh, you know why.
And it was just like, we tired of it. She's over pushed.
She's stale. She should cut her hair and go heel.
What? Like, what are you talking about? I know what you probably sit there and you do on your video game when you play WWE Universe or whatever the hell mode that you do where you get to be GM and all of that. It don't happen that fast in real life. And when it works, when them dollars are still there, it's going to be there.
Right.
And Jey Uso doing that, dog, in a match that is chaos. And by the way, hasn't started yet. The match hadn't started yet. You know Brock is about to come in and clean house, right? So would it have really mattered if his ass was off the top of that cage or not? You know Brock got to come in and get his moves off. We know this. But yet, it still bother you. You just want to be mad when you see Jey Uso. And Jey Uso, tell you the truth, has lost, 3 or 4 big matches in a row now. Yeah. So, like, we're like, what is it? It's just him. You just don't want him there. I don't know what to tell you, dog. It's not real. It's a facade. It's entertaining. I'm entertained. I laughed my ass off. I was like, there's no way he's about to do it right now. This is ridiculous. And then Punk doing the guitar with the chair.
Like, come on.
Oh, bro. Like, gotta have a little fun with it. Damn. The match ain't even don't start until Roman get there. So they're not even in a position where, like, you can win right now. Let him do it. Let him get it off. So what? That was that part. Let me talk about the things I did like.
Yeah, let's not be like them.
Let's talk about these ladies. The way that I described
ladies first.
the ladies match, because you're going to compare it to Blood and Guts. It just happens. But but
you don't want to do that here because there's a clear.
But the way that I described it was, this was when a rapper gets a hot 16 off and they don't cuss. That's what that was.
Okay, so this is like
clean.
This is like the Rakim. Of wrestling.
Like it was just like it was like.
I don't know if Rakim's ever cursed on an album. To be honest with you,
damn,
yeah, believe it or not,
that's solid.
And that's the God Rakim.
Yeah, you know that's solid. But like, yeah, you get you a hot verse and you don't have to cuss. Yeah, you cold. And that's what that match kind of felt like to me. It wasn't, didn't nobody bleed or nothing like that, but it still was a fun, entertaining match. And I mean, it was a good time. It was a good time. Everybody got their moves off. Asuka, starting off with Asuka and Charlotte.
Yeah, that
was like, oh, all right. We're doing big dogs first.
You know what I mean? This ain't a game.
Yeah, and you couldn't really put a finger on what order everything was going to go out when people came out, because I think Becky was the next person out, and it was I had a good time during this match. There was some great spots in it from everybody, but Lash Legend looked like a monster.
She did.
And there's like nothing that doesn't say world champion about what she did. And I know she has to go through, the trial by fire that they all have to go through. Little time in the tag division, a little bit on the mid card, then you get your big girl belt. But man, oh man, everybody better want to get Lash Legend on your friends list because she's coming to kick ass. And she had a little hardware on her hand. She had that ring on her. It wasn't the ring, but she did have her, congratulations to her and Trick. They got engaged over the Thanksgiving holiday right in front of the turkey.
That was a direct quote that Trick Willie sent you and I in our group chat.
Yeah, right in front of the turkey. And, but yeah, Lash Legend was a star.
She was a star. I liked it. It was fun. Again, when you stop yourself from comparing to the Blood and Guts in this one, the fact that AJ's music hits and Becky is like, Becky Lynch doesn't fear anybody, but she's terrified of AJ Lee, which is amazing. So she doesn't let AJ in the cage, so AJ has to climb up and over and into the ring, and then they get it started, and then you had Rhea come out with her mask and the black kendo stick. You know what I'm saying? The black John. And it was fun. You know what you're getting, right? You're getting EO coming off the top of the cage this year in the custom trash can.
Yeah.
So she came to the ring with the lid, did some work with that. That was a funny moment, though. First of all, you have AJ, who's probably 5'3", and EO, who's like 5'3", and AJ's with the trash can trying to, she just can't reach it. And Rhea comes over like, do you need some help? And AJ's like, yes, please. Right. So she gets her on the shoulder. EO's able to get the trash can. Now, the one thing that people are complaining about, and I can understand this, it's not like I don't understand some of your complaints. I completely do. The fact that there was about 40 seconds, 30 seconds, everyone was just standing there waiting. That annoys me too sometimes when wrestlers do that. Like, I don't know how you change that. Maybe just have them keep brawling, maybe time it out beforehand. But yeah, that is a little weird when you're just kind of standing there positioning, waiting. Because EO's got to make sure she's straight up there. Like, you know what I mean? Before she because that's, you're diving and you can't see where you're going. Yeah. So, but yeah, I can understand that complaint. It took, it's a long time to sit and be stagnant until she comes off the top. But, I do understand.
But absolutely. We also ain't never had to do the shit ourselves.
That part.
But yeah, on the outside looking in, that does take a long time to get that off. Plus, when EO's up there, she has to pose for the crowd, too. Got to get that emote off a little bit. But for her to do a swanton, that was insane.
Yeah.
you couldn't land in a more perfect spot. And then it led to the finish. Becky being the ultimate villain that she is. Becky Lynch is in her bag right now.
Yeah, I gotta say Becky might have been MVP because
Becky Lynch is in her bag.
She took the L, right? She took the pin. There was a point where Alexa must have punched her in the face like 8 times in a row. Like Becky was like, you know, she was doing the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got to respect that, you know, a star of her magnitude. And we're not just saying she's a star. A lot of different people says she's a star. You know, Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated, you know, us here on ESPN, NCW. But yeah, someone of that star power for her to, you know, basically, you know, take the L willingly and put all the other women over because they all got a little piece of Becky at one point. Yeah. I mean, look, props to her for that.
Yeah,
you're right. She is in her bag. She's in her Becky Trump era.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting and it's really funny. And it's funny now because if you really paid attention to her tweets, you kind of saw this evolving, you know, with the nicknames, you know, and just dissing people and taking credit for, you know, her team that, you know, with the highest, you know, it's just like she's you're right. She's in her bag. Right?
Yeah, but I also wanted to point out, you saw who the referee was.
Yes, Jessica. What's her name for Jessica? Does she have Crooked? It can't be Crooked.
No, yeah, some fast count car. No. That's what they did on. That's what Wade Barrett called her. I forget, but yeah, Jessica Carr, who really is her nemesis right now.
Her mortal enemy right
now. Yeah, it's crazy. Every time that Becky Lynch has taken an L, Jessica Carr has been the damn referee.
Yeah. Look, I remember being at WrestlePalooza and I was yelling at Jessica. I was like, Jessica, you got to do something. You got to get. It was the mixed tag match. You remember, like, Jessica, you got to take control of it.
Yeah, listen.
So, what people don't, a lot of people might not know, Jessica Carr also wrestled. And you know what I'm saying?
Them shoulders?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Dawn Bowie right now because I just did something that Dawn told me to watch out from doing on that angle. So, Dawn, I was paying attention. But yeah, people don't know Jessica Carr actually wrestles. She's wrestled under a mask. She's, currently doing maybe some independence, maybe doing some work on the low down in there.
She might have been the masked man.
We don't know, you know, but obviously this is going towards Becky and Jessica having a match very soon.
That would be amazing.
So yeah, I mean, you see that's where this is going.
That would be sick.
So yeah, we'll see that. We'll see where Becky Trump takes everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, the good guys got the win.
Yeah.
So that was really a great way, I think, to kick off Survivor Series. And like you said, Lash and Nia as a tag team that's not good.
It's not fair.
You know what I mean? It's really not.
It's not fair. Like, dude, I'm scared of when you look at Lash Legend, I'm scared of her in the Rumble. Like, she should have at least 9 eliminations in the Rumble. Like, she's coming in a force.
Yeah.
And also, her music, if you listen to the drums of her music, that's for sure Chicken Head by 3-6 Mafia.
I never thought about
100%. Like, just go ahead and listen to Lash Legend music and tell me that's not Chicken Head by 3-6 Mafia.
Here's the other thing about Lash, though. You know, a couple years ago in NXT, Lash slammed Otis.
Yeah.
And that moment in itself was unbelievable, right? In my opinion, like, Lash should have been gone then.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just, as a woman, slam a 350-pound Otis as easily as she did. And I thought that was a moment like, all right, Lash is going to get her star-making turn right now. And you know, they kept her in NXT, still didn't bring her up, which I still don't understand how you have a powerhouse like that. And you don't put a rocket on her. But, you know, she's there now, right? She's called up. She gets to do her thing now. And we'll see what they do with her. You know, we'll see where she goes. I'm not really sure. Like, I want to say I have confidence that, you know, she'll be pushed the right way, but I just don't know. You just never know.
I'll tell you right now, it's black as hell in that women's division. But when I always, you know, we know that things were kind of headed towards this Bianca versus Jade.
Mm-hmm. That's what everyone's looking for, right?
I don't know. I might want to see Bianca versus Lash Legend. That right there is box office. If I could figure out how to get them in a triple threat.
Hey, Lash and Jade is
yeah, like
office, you know, like.
But I just know I just listen. Both of them are heels right now. Mm-hmm. So I know the only babyface. This is, by the way, full black community talk. I'm so sorry, but like the babyface that we got right now is Bianca, and we're waiting for Superwoman to come back. That damn finger just not healing properly.
Well, plus there's no reason for it to come back now. It's the end of the year.
No.
You know, much like Hollywood's going to shut down in a day or two. You know, I guess I'm thinking.
Sorry.
Well, you know how Hollywood gets. They get to a point where.
Oh, those the holidays.
Yeah.
Well, don't scare me like that,
You know what I meant. Every
Bro, I don't be looking at the news.
No, after the first week of December, it's like you can't get nobody on the phone. Everyone's leaving for vacation. It's like we'll see y'all in January.
Boy, I got scared to death.
No, not
I
literally.
clench my toes so tight in these LeBrons.
But yeah, I don't think we're going to see B until the Rumble. No real reason to bring her back, especially if there's no real storyline for her right now. So, most importantly, that finger's got to heal. Like she said, it's not the knuckle, right? It's in between the knuckle. Or
I don't know. It's just they hurt Bianca Belair, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
So yeah, she's been out for a minute.
Just think about things. Let's think about who's not like Bianca. We haven't seen Bianca for forever. Jacob Fatu. Haven't seen him in forever. Now we lost Penta.
Randall.
There's gonna be a moment where a lot of these people start coming back, it's gonna be so thick on the roster. This is like John always talks about how like the murderer's row he had to find a way to stand out in. And you look at that, you know, then that early 2000s roster, and it was nuts. We're getting real close to that right now, dude. It's like some names everywhere now. And there are people missing. And when the people missing come back, it's going to look crazy.
And then
you got people, you got Oba.
That was
Trick.
That was my next point. Then the other thing is you've got NXT cats who are ready. Ricky, Trick, Oba, Ethan. Like, those are just off the top of my head of guys that are ready. Not to mention the women that are on their way up. Like the talent pool is deep.
It's deep, and it's going to get to a point where we can't be having. There's no reason why I've seen 2 Raws in a row where I didn't see Stephanie Vaquer, the champion of Raw.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And also another thing, why the hell is Stephanie Vaquer not showcased in the WrestleMania women dinner thing that y'all did? She's a champion.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's
unless. Well, we'll get to someone who came back, Liv Morgan, right? So if you saw, there was another commercial where her part was added. So I guess they wanted to wait until she came back before they showed that version of the commercial.
And then and you don't show the Raw women's champ.
Doesn't make sense.
That doesn't add up. Like, and like I said, this is the second Raw in a row. I ain't seen her. She's just like, I don't know what's going on with that, but the main point of the conversation, that was a little pin note, but like this rosters, it's going to be times where it won't make sense for you to not show that mid card title or the tag titles again, because you're going to have so many people that like they got to get their shine. So they got to figure this out, because I know it really feels like, I will say AJ Styles and Dragon Lee did have a good match. They did have a good match with the New Day, but the tag team division feels a little off. The way that they ended Raw, showing off all the women, that looked action packed, and like that tag team division looks insane all of a sudden. And so it's just like, it is a special time. And I really want them to be able to capitalize on things like Lash Legend and push people the right way, because it's star power everywhere that you look right now. It's a great time. to be a fan of WWE, but a superstar of WWE especially.
The problem with that is there's only so many spots.
It's only so many
And
spots.
there's so much talent. You know, a lot of times people want to knock people and say, oh, you're mid-card. Guess what, folks? There is literally, if I would have thought about this before I started to say it, but it just hit me. There are maybe 12 main event spots for men and women. 12 people that you would consider main eventers.
Yeah.
Everyone else is in the mid card, and that there's nothing wrong. Like, people try to use that as a knock, like, oh, he's a mid card. Yeah, guess what? A mid card is going to keep you employed for 10 to 15 years and buy yourself a house and put your kids through private school. Like, people got to stop acting like calling someone mid card is a knock on them.
Right.
So there's only X amount of main event spots. You know what I mean? Let me think. You got Cody, you got Roman. You got Drew. Let's just say the 8. I got the list right here, my brother. You tell me.
All the formers.
Brock Lesnar is a main event star.
Yo.
Drew McIntyre.
By the way, just a side note that was crazy. That Survivor Series was the first time that Brock Lesnar had a partner since 2004.
That's wild.
What? What are we talking about? That, my God. I just told you. I was like, I can't remember the last time I seen him tag with anybody. 2004. All right.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to.
Kobe and Shaq.
But yeah, so look, out of the 10 guys in the men's War Games match, we love Big Jim. I think he might be the only one that you would consider maybe not a main event guy because he hasn't been put in that position. But Lesnar, McIntyre, Logan Paul, who they put in the main event spot.
Logan Paul, if I'm not mistaken, is going for the title 2 times.
Yeah, Braun, I think that Bronson Reed is close to being in that main event area. Then you got Roman, Cody, Punk, and both Usos. So, you know, there's 10. Then you have Randy. So that would make 10. Who else? I guess Sammy. You can consider Sammy.
Well, LA Knight.
LA Knight, I guess you would consider
he's gone for the title.
Point being, though, Gunther, there ain't that many spots, is what I'm saying. Not everyone's going to be a main event guy. You need the mid card, so.
And I need to fill out the show.
Exactly.
First and foremost, and then dude, we've gotten so many great. Just go back in the vault and look at some of the WrestleMania matches that we got from the mid card.
Yeah, like come on,
like what? No, don't disrespect. Don't act like mid card is some
bad thing.
Yeah, some disrespectful moniker out here.
Yeah, so there you go. Let's talk about the IC match. The last time is now. It's coming. You know, we mentioned last week that John Cena obviously thinks very, very highly of Dominic Mysterio, right? Obviously, Dom's going to have 3 of his last 4 matches.
Yeah,
3 of John's last 4 matches, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not a Dominic Mysterio fan, if you're not on board, then I would suggest you either stop watching or get on board because this kid's future is bright. It's only going to keep climbing. He's got the John Cena rub.
Yeah.
He was chosen to have these John only has X amount of dates left, as we know. There's 1 left now. 3 of them Dominic was in.
Yeah.
You know, and so that brought us up to this tag team match where, you know, Dom and Cena battled it out. And I got to say, to me, it seemed like maybe the big winners of this whole thing were the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Think about it.
They all got it.
Cena touched, we're not going to do the pause on this one. He touched everybody in the Judgment Day. We're talking the Hard R's got a moment with him.
Yeah.
Finn and JD got a moment with him.
Yeah.
The returning Liv got a moment with him. Dom got a moment with him. Every member of that Judgment Day was involved in that. They got a little bit of a John Cena rub. So my thought now is this Judgment Day ain't going nowhere anytime soon, man.
Bro, and just think about that was Edge's crew. That was Edge's crew.
He put them together and then got booted out.
There were whispers of that crew not working. There was whispers of we're not sure if it's going to work out. Look at that crew now. And a main staple on that roster and in wrestling lore now. That is a stable that you got to talk about. You have to talk about the Judgment. It was one point where everybody in the stable had gold.
Yes.
Like, you got to talk about the Judgment Day and with the greats almost. Yeah, if they keep going like this, dude, and they have been. I mean, they've shifted members over and over. They and like to get the rub from John. Number one, Dominic Mysterio. When Dom started wrestling with Ray back in the Thunderdome,
2020,
in the Thunderdome, first match against Seth Rollins. Yeah. Very first match is against Seth Rollins. But if you could go back in time and you tell me that kid was going to be the guy to face John Cena in his last pay-per-view, his last PLE,
you wouldn't have believed it.
Come on, man. This dude is the guy. Everybody, mad about that list that he was number one on, the under 30 or whatever.
2 years in a row, right?
You're like, dog, you're not paying attention. Look at anybody who's anybody that the company wants to have. All right, I know we'll get a good one if we put Dom in with him. That is not the biggest pat on the back you could get from the top company in the world.
From the top guy in the company is John Cena. And he wanted to work with him, obviously. He wanted to put him over. Like the day he won the IC title and he went back, we talked about this, and he saw Ray after all the people were congratulating him. And Ray was like, he needed his butt kicked. And John was like, nah, he's a good kid. Hopefully he'll get it. He didn't try to put him down. He elevated him after the loss.
Yeah.
But there was a point in this match that I thought it was all coming to an end, man. And that is when Dom did that Hurricanrana.
Yeah.
And Cena kind of more or less turned it into a power bomb. Didn't mean to, or maybe did mean. Obviously he did. Dom lands on his shoulder, kind of a flashback to the week before when Penta got hurt against Solo. And now I literally almost called you at that moment. I was like, because it looked like, dude, Dom is. Because you could see he landed. And after what happened to Penta, you're already in that mode, I think, of like, oh, crap. That just happened.
And they stopped showing him on camera.
You see John go over and kind of whisper to him, and then he gets in the ring, and you're like, oh, man, it can't end like this. And then the ref's calling for people.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, the next shot you see.
Boy, ain't nothing like a hard R.
Raquel picks this man up in the Tejana bomb, which is a move that so many women have been on this show and say, and you ask, what move don't you want to take? And they're like,
the Tejana bomb.
Right? She Tejana bombed John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And then
you get Roxanne.
Pop rocks. Passing out pop rocks.
She hit him with the pop rocks.
Yeah.
And it was like,
no way.
Wow. The hard R's are in there doing their thing. And it was like, all right, did they just call an audible?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, Dom Guerrero pops up. And next you know, he's going to hit the 619. And he hits Cena with a 619. He goes up to the top rope for a splash. And then the crowd's like 1, 2, 3, except no, it didn't happen. Because Crooked Chad Patton, the referee, for the first time in the history of professional wrestling, a referee decides that he's not going to make a count because Dom was hurt. You don't know that Dom wasn't really hurt, Crooked Chad Patton. Yeah. Maybe Dom's
What do you work for?
The testicular fortitude that Dom Mysterio had made the surge, the rush of adrenaline build so much that, he was hurt. His shoulder miraculously popped itself back in.
Right. Because he's healthy.
Because most people can't understand that. You're not Dom. You don't have Dom's healing powers.
Right.
He's like Wolverine. Am I wrong?
You're not.
Okay, so
you're not wrong.
It's like Crooked Chad Patton should be. I'm not calling for the man to be fired before the holidays, but I do feel like maybe a week suspension.
Yeah.
Just so he knows he can't do that.
Hey, D-Lo, get the bleep ready. Ref, do your fucking job. What are you doing?
Come on, Chad.
You making it about you, baby.
1, 2, 3.
Your integrity all of a sudden.
Count the pin.
Get your ass down there and you count that fucking 1, 2, 3.
Eins, zwei, July. That's German. All right. Come on, Chad Patton.
My God.
And the match keeps going through.
Dudley do right over here.
And even, we had JD and Finn come out, they got what I like to call the Edge Big Show spot where, if you remember, I don't know how the hell John Cena was able to lift up a 500-pound Big Show with a 240-pound edge on his back the way he did back
God.
God did. But yeah, like, we got that spot of him with Finn and JD on his back. He hits him with the AA, but at the end of the day, man, Dom Mysterio regains the Intercontinental Championship because
his boot thing.
I can't even say how his
I don't know.
Yeah, I need
some
Spanish.
Some Spanish.
Yeah. But here comes Liv Morgan, and people,
the daddy of Daddy Dom,
lost it. And Liv's coming to the ring, and she's looking mad serious, and then Dom sees her, and he's all happy. Then the next thing you know, he gets cracked upside the head. Now I noticed that she went kind of high on the slap. Yeah. So I was like, was she? All right, Liv's been gone. Maybe her timing is off. And then the next thing you know, she runs up and hops in John Cena's arms. Yeah. And I'm like, what is going on? Right. What do we got over here?
What is that?
And then next thing you know, the camera zooms in and Liv Morgan's got that look on her face similar to the one that John Cena had on, the look he had when he was hugging Cody Rhodes and The Rock hit him with the...
Yeah.
Liv's jumps down off of John's, John's holding her up and she kicks him right in the ding-ding, to quote Eddie Murphy from Raw. Kicked him right in the ding-ding and... That was it. And then, her and Dom are back together. And
good night, Irene.
It's a wrap. And then Dom is now double champ Dom again. Yeah. And here's we are. Like, Dom and Mysterio got the John Cena rub. And I feel this is more important, right? Because they're saying the next match is going to be the person who retired John Cena. I don't know, man, because he's voluntarily retiring. Yeah. So it's not like he's going to lose a, loser retires match. Right? He's already said he's gone. Yeah. So therefore, that kind of, to me, takes away a little bit about, you can't say you retired John Cena because this was going to be his last match regardless. But you beat John Cena on his last PLE for a belt, for a championship. Yeah. Our boy Dom, man.
Dominic Mysterio.
I tried to tell people back in the day, if you look at old tweets, man, you tell people Dom's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
People be like, Dom sucks. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, check yourself.
Before thy wreck thyself, my brother.
Dom regains. He's now two-time greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. Yeah. And he's got his girl back, his baby boo Liv back, and all this
she been real peaceful with Roxanne.
Yeah, let's get to that after we already talked about the Nikki Stephanie match for the women's world title. That was pretty standard issue. We had a couple nice.
I thought Nikki looked really good,
physically or just because she looked great. By the way, shout out.
How you doing?
And that's not weird. I know we friends, Nikki. That's not weird, but she looked.
Hey, amazing. I'm not your friend.
Well, I am. So yeah, But yeah, Stephanie she's another one, man. It doesn't matter. I think who you put Stephanie out there with. It's going to have a good match with him. The devil's kiss on the announce table, I think that was a first. Mm-hmm. I also like the way Nikki sold it because everyone else kind of does the Michael Phelps. Yeah. Nikki kind of did it where like her arms were down. Yeah. And she's getting, so it was different. It didn't make it look like all the other ones.
She wasn't on her knees.
Which is fine. Yeah. Because I don't think every time someone's going to have enough power to get up on me. So I kind of like the way it played. I definitely didn't have a problem with it.
No, I had a great time. And also love the black. Love the black, Nikki. That's the way to go. God bless her.
So yeah, I think
Eagles though, terrible.
That's the thing.
My God.
Such a shame.
I mean, I have Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley in my fantasy league, and like, can y'all play football for one time?
I like the fact that they're not. Yeah. So that was Survivor Series. That was War Games.
War Games.
Not a lot of matches, kind of short. But it is what it is. And
I couldn't imagine being that traffic going back home. Boy, after that, I've been pissed.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm seeing fan video of people booing at the end as the show's going off because now I think we're kind of trained now. Once we see those credits roll, which is something AEW did tremendously, when you never quite turn one of their shows off because you didn't know. But I think, the weird thing of Roman helping Punk up, then kind of extending the hand to Cody, but not really. Then Cody gets up in his face and, then it was like, we're not teaming together anymore. Like, okay.
All right.
So it's going to be interesting to see, But, when we had Roman Reigns on No Contest back in February, you asked him about the World Championship, and he said whenever they decide they want that belt to be elevated, they know who to put it on.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He's got his eyes. The tribal chief ain't going to go long without going for some gold.
Yeah.
So we're going to see which person he now goes after, and we're going to see hopefully soon who Johnny Cash, who the Man in Black was, who came and effectively ended Survivor Series. But here's the thing, right?
Don't you hope it's Montez?
I kind of do. But then where's that Lee Dawkins, though, So
I know, but man, I hope it's Montez.
But here's the deal. Seth Rollins was on the Rich Eisen show yesterday.
Yeah.
And he came on, and it was, a late booking. It was like his manager, shout out, what up, Dip? He contacted Rich at like 7:58 a.m., said Seth can come in. And so we booked him. But I don't know, do I tell them how the sausage is made here? Okay.
What his black ass say?
I'm gonna say it. We were asked to not bring up the man dressed in all black. We were asked to not bring up Survivor Series by his personal people. Now I don't know why, but me being me.
Yeah.
I realize that you might not want me to ask about that directly, but me being me, I always have a way of kind of getting to the point. So this is right before Seth yesterday. Before he left yesterday, I kind of just want to check in on him, see how he was doing. You feeling good, Seth? You okay? Everything good with you?
Nice. Yeah, we're on track.
Good.
We're on track. Yeah. I got the brace off like last week, middle of last week, so it was nice. It's nice to walk around like a regular person.
That's great.
I know there's a lot of skepticism in your question, TJ.
Bro,
but you can consult my surgeon.
You are the host of the Liar Liar Pants on Fire show. Don't forget. There's only one host of such
that hurts
a
my
program.
feelings that you would think that about me.
I'm just saying, there was a little condescension, you know what I mean? In your voice.
It's very sincere.
No, I picked up sincere concern.
I'm a sincere person.
How dare you?
I'm feeling all right.
I'm
feeling all right. It's
I
nice
care.
to be able to get around without the brace. I'll say that. But yeah, we're on track. We're on track.
Everybody's on track.
We're on track.
Which makes us happy.
That's
And
right.
I hope you understand that.
I hope so.
Okay.
I still feel bad for what I did to you guys. I still feel remorse for that.
It's the greatest. If this show's in the 11-year history of the way that this show's ever been used, best way we've ever been used.
And Seth,
pleased to be used.
I didn't want to cancel on you.
No, by the way,
I didn't want to cancel on you.
You didn't, and I was concerned. You were great, and it's great. You're awesome, and I appreciate you coming here.
I'm glad we were part of it. So, didn't really get any answers. I now know that the brace, his arm is out the sling, though. We could see that, and he's getting better. I gotta be honest, I just don't think it was him, though. I don't think storyline wise it makes sense.
I just don't think they would just pull that crap again. You already hit. It would just cheapen it. It would just cheapen that moment. Like you already got us with the ruse of the century and all of that to try to muster it up again. Also, after they whooped your ass,
right?
They beat your ass.
You can't go back to that.
Yeah,
man.
like your woman got in Paul Heyman's face.
By the way, cut one of the best promos
that
she's ever cut,
and you would just take those moments away.
Yeah, it can't be him.
Can't do it.
But I had to. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence as a co-host of the No Contest Wrestling podcast if I at least didn't kind of try to get a feeling for what was going on there. I had to, respect their requests, but I still had to get a little bit of info.
Something. I ain't asked directly. Damn.
Saying so. So that's how it was. Always good to have Seth on the show, and so we'll see where this goes from here. Now, who could the Man in Black be? Is it Theory? Is it Montez? Is it Obafemi? Is it Trick? I mean, is it Ricky Saints? I don't know, man. It could be anybody. Was it you? Because I didn't see you. Wait a second. Now I think about it. I didn't see you on Saturday. We talked on the phone. I don't know where you were. I ain't got no tracking device. How do I know it wasn't you?
It wasn't me.
All right.
Hell no.
Interesting.
I'm gonna make Punk lose
Yeah, that's true.
to Roman.
Okay. Well, I mean, but by saying that, that would make me feel, okay, I could eliminate Shay from this. But you, being a person who might be a mastermind, would know, much like, the Princess Bride would know that we would think that you wouldn't attack two of your favorites. Mm-hmm. So therefore, we would think that it couldn't possibly be you. And yet,
listen, I'm not buff enough yet. No, when I start to yoke up, you'll be like, okay, bro, you getting a little buff. But let me tell you what I'm gonna tell everybody, because we see the comments as well. And, there's always people that are always getting on us, saying that we get paid by WWE and we work for WWE.
We get that a lot.
Let me tell y'all something.
Maybe we should take the glasses off and let them know.
Let me tell you something. The day I work for WWE, y'all will be the first to know. Right. I will not let you forget it. You hear me? So you don't have to worry about it. I will let you know the first day. I'll take a picture of me signing the contract, baby. All right? Just because I know it would dig in a lot of y'all hearts, and a lot of y'all might be happy for me.
I'm sure the majority would be.
You don't have to worry. I'll let you know. I'll let you know first.
By the way,
that's from O'Shea Jackson Jr. with your bitch ass.
Bam. And by the way, if that were the case, we would have been. It was 2 hours away. We would have been there.
Are you kidding?
Where were you at? Like I said, I don't know. I assume you were at home. I know I was at home.
I was at the homie Rooski's house. Shout out to Rooski.
You know what I mean? So yeah, no, you guys got to chill with that.
AKA Kodak White. I call him Kodak White because he liked to shoot. When we played basketball.
Oh, I thought because he was Caucasian.
And he white.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
But that's my boy. You
really eating chips right now? That's how you feel?
I want to say happy birthday to my big brother, Daryl.
Yeah.
I love you to death. You are the coolest man on the face of the earth. I learned everything that I know from you, and I love you to death. Thank you for my nephew. Thank you for my niece on the way in a few weeks. I love you, Daryl. Happy birthday, man. It's December 3rd when you look at this sometime in the future, if you didn't know.
And that's who got you into wrestling, right?
Yeah, man. I wouldn't be here without Daryl.
So I guess I should thank Daryl.
Hell yeah. Hey, everybody thank Daryl in the comments.
Happy
Tell
birthday.
my brother happy birthday.
Happy birthday, D. Let's move on to Monday Night Raw real quick.
Yeah. Baby, I like it raw.
Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Baby, I like it raw.
Shout out to Old Dirty. Just not for
shimmy,
nothing.
Shimmy, y'all.
I was looking at TikTok the other day. Do you know there's a band or a group that formed that is Meth Son, Dirty Son, Ghost Son, and You God's Son all spitting together. And I don't know if they're putting a super group together.
What is it going to be, the Son of the Woo?
Man, I don't know, but
Son of Woo?
The Young Bulls sounded good, man. I'm going to kind of research some more, but yeah, man. Shout out to them, the next generation of Woo, man. And I'm all for it. But anyway, that's just not for nothing. You're the son of a famous rapper. They're sons of a famous rappers.
Yes.
So, hey. But now we're at Monday Night Raw. Quick, we'll move through this. Last time in action, got Jey Uso against LA Knight. Yeah, the winner gets to move on to the finals of the John Cena Memorial Invitational Tournament. I guess is essentially what it is. And LA Knight
had to be.
Got a little crucifix roll up on Jey Uso there and got the 1, 2, 3, and LA Knight moves on to the finals. And Jey looks like we're about to have looks like we did. We had a crash out, but then he destroyed a bunch of Prime bottles. I don't really think that's a problem.
No,
but yeah, man, Jey he's going through it right now. Like you said earlier, he's lost a few big matches.
Yeah, in a row,
which of someone who gets that type of pop, who has that much popularity, I don't think fans can complain to say he's being overpushed because Jay's in the main event scene, but he's not winning all the time.
Not winning at all.
So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. A few weeks ago, I know that they're not going to turn their most popular wrestler heel. It doesn't make sense. And I still feel that way. Like I said, you see the pops, you hear the pops, more importantly, because I pay attention every week, and I'm just trying to see, like, all right, now is like the crowd, are they not going with it? And bro, crowd's still into it. He's getting the second Yeet entrance because the crowd is still so hyped. So, it's going to be interesting to see where they take Jay, especially with his comments to, who was it, Kathy?
Or Jackie?
It was Jackie at the end. That's right. And he said those belts look better on Roman anyway. Like, that was interesting to say.
What the hell are you talking about?
We definitely got Jay, like, unsure, not confident in himself. Mm-hmm. So let's see where this goes. Does he have to go to the desert, go find himself, go on a retreat to Siberia, maybe, lift some weights in the snow like Rocky did preparing to fight Drago? I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
by the way, Rocky's training regimen does not help for boxing, dude.
It helps with your lungs, though. It helps with your cardio because
that's it. That's all it was.
So then we got LA Knight.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you hit that. We got LA Knight moving on to the finals, and then what else did we have? Also kind of weird when you have two top baby faces going at it, because I think in your mind you're kind of waiting for one of them to like do the eye poke or kick somebody in the ding ding or do something, and we didn't get that.
There was no ding dings, no pokes.
Yeah, just LA Knight kind of moving on and Jay crashing out, and then you get to the back and you see Asuka yelling at Bailey, which was funny about like had you been on my team we would have won. And so
can you get the hell out of my face?
Right, Bailey's not going for that. And then what else we got here? And then we had the Judgment Day in the ring. Dom's coming out to address the crowd. Liv makes her return. Everybody loves Liv. Everyone loves to see her. And then Liv kind of grabbed the mic. And I'm kind of expecting at this point, the way it was positioned, that you thought that, all right, this is maybe Liv's going to kick Roxanne out or she's going to attack her. And no, she actually said she missed being there with them, which is weird because she was never in the Judgment Day with Roxanne. But there didn't seem to be any friction. We were expecting some tension, right? We just assumed when she got back, but we kind of got away from the Dom and Roxanne maybe.
The chicken tendies and things.
Yeah, we kind of got away. So now it's like, no, she's just a member of the group. So I guess it might not make sense for Liv to go after her because we haven't really had that she's trying to push up her Dom or Dom's trying to get with her type thing. And then you can kind of see maybe, as Liv was saying, the Judgment Day's back, we're running Monday Night Raw. We can see Liv position herself, especially when she went and confronted Stephanie in the back, that maybe she's just going to let the hard R's stay together and she's just going to go after singles gold, which would make sense. And also,
but it felt like she's doing the Rhea Ripley role. How Rhea Ripley at a moment became the leader of the Judgment Day, where she kind of like was the mother goose, keeping everybody in order. It really felt like Liv was doing that.
Yeah, so let's see. But again, I because of how John Cena incorporated him into that match, I feel it would be crazy at this point to break them up now. So
and it's always felt like they've always teased it, and then something happened where it was like, nah, it'd be crazy to do that.
So why break them up now? You got your women's tag team, you got your women who would go after singles gold, you got your men's tag team, you got your singles champion, you got another guy who's could be a world champion at the drop of a hat and Finn. Yeah. So I think Judgment Day, despite the fact that Liv slapped the lips off of Dom's face. Yeah. Or the face off his lips, however you want to call it.
That is a Mexican man.
Right. And then
he liked that shit.
And then she just ate his face with a kiss. So that's how they love. Yeah. Some people love hard. Some people love hard.
None of my business. None of my business.
But what is our business is the Judgment Day standing tall in that ring. So we'll see where this is going to go, man. I'm with it, though. Then you had AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, Dragon Styles. Yeah. Going up against New Day for the tag team championships. And this one, and Is Grayson Waller the third member of the New Day? Because he might as well be. They might as well just make it official, you know. But at the end, the way the match ended with Dragon Lee hitting a double stomp on Kofi's back as he's hanging off the rope, and then Kofi flies right into AJ's arms.
Yeah.
Perfect position for the Styles Clash. He hits that 1, 2, 3, and they retain.
What a finish.
Champions. That was a great finish. One we've seen from AJ before, but you'd have to be like a geek who was watching ROH 20 years ago, and a lot of people probably weren't. He did that move before, but again, you know, 300 people saw it live as opposed to
dude. I was online and I seen everybody trying to show clips of, oh, such and such did this over there and blah 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 blah. Do y'all know how many people have copied AJ Styles? Do you know how he is the blueprint for a lot of these people that y'all cheer for now? How dare you question the phenomenal one?
You know, so but yeah, that was dope, man. And like I said, it's good to see Dragon Lee get a little bit of love, because I feel like, especially when the AAA kind of working relationship happened, I think Dragon Lee got kind of lost in the mix for a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was good to see him, because dude's uber talented. Like that dive he did out of the ring right before the Styles Clash he needs to maybe tone it down a little bit.
I'm going to say this, and I know it's going to be controversial, but him or Ray Phoenix need to change their masks. Yeah. Like, it's too similar.
I get that.
Their masks are very similar, dude. And like, I mean, I know what that mask means, and I know how long you've had your design, and you know the lore behind that in Lucha Libre. But like, dog, it just really feels like they're trying to outdo each other. Now they're on two separate shows,
and body wise, they don't look anything.
Yeah,
alike.
But like, you gotta, you know, to that casual audience, one of y'all got to stand out.
Yeah, that's true.
One of y'all got to stand out.
So yeah, Styles and Lee retain the titles, and then we got a little vignette of Natty training Maxine, which was pretty dope, right? And I just feel like hopefully Natty is coming, and if you don't know who Natty is, you got to go on YouTube. It's not Natalia, no. This is Natty. Natty and Natalia are two different people, and if Maxine is getting trained by Natty, if she's getting put through the ringer by Natty, then maybe I'll be able to eventually buy this Maxine reign as IC champion.
We just said you got Chelsea with the United States. You got Maxine with the Intercontinental. They both can't be funny. They both can't be comedy.
Yeah, well, Maxine's not really Chelsea's comedy. Maxine's more like the underdog, unsure of herself.
Maxine kicking in with Tozawa and Otis.
Yeah, but they do. She's not really Chelsea's comedy.
Yeah,
I personally wouldn't consider Maxine comedy myself, but I get what you're saying. Like, you gotta,
somebody gotta be serious.
Yeah,
and Maxine might getting a little oomph.
It might have to be her.
Hey man, I'm down for it.
And so then you had the Vision.
My milk of magnesia.
I thought that was Soul. Well, no, Soul's not milk.
No.
See, people don't know about that.
Yeah, you know.
Soul's dad got hair like
zebra cake.
You know what I mean? Her pops got hair like me.
Yeah,
then we had the Vision. They had a little segment where Braun Breaker just kind of did his breakout promo.
Yep.
Even mentioned the fact that Punk told him, hey, we'll see, kid. Let's see how you can hang in the promo. And he was like, la-di-da, here's the promo. Like, so January the 5th, we're going to have Braun Breaker taking on CM Punk for that World Heavyweight Championship, man. And I don't know what's going to happen there. I can't imagine Charles Montgomery losing the belt
a Raw
and on his first title defense, too, right?
On a Raw.
But look, we got to remember, plans got changed when Seth got hurt. So who knows, man? But
I love Braun Breaker, but let's not act like some dude in black didn't come win you that match. Like, you talking some cash money ish, and some guy helped y'all cheat. So like, let's not act like it was all big dog and gravy and all that. But I also will say, when Braun Breaker get a little worked up, his uncle be coming out of him. That Steiner, that like you can just hear it.
Yeah.
That nonsense get the spewing. That is entertainment. They are bred for this.
And then his voice will always crack a little at the end, which is even funnier. It's funny because it's not directed towards me, so
it was great.
I can laugh at it because he ain't coming for me. Well, we're friends with Braun Breaker here.
He had Paul Heyman break.
Yeah.
He had Paul Heyman break. He was so hyped. When he slammed that mic down and Logan caught up. Damn!
And Paul was like, yeah. So, yeah, great promo from Braun. And that's what we want, right? Obviously, you got to have the older vets, right? Because, like, when I first started watching wrestling, right? And I'll take you back. I know this from researching it. When Ric Flair won his second NWA World Championship, right? And he went on to have 16 of them. But when he really made his run, I wouldn't look. Ric Flair was 35 years old in 1983 when he really started his run. So, back then, wrestlers didn't really reach their peak until like they were in 30, they're 35 years old. So I think not everybody wants the younger people like, oh, you got to go young. But there's something to be said about being a veteran, spending years and years in the game, knowing how to react in any and all situations. All this comes over time. Like the actor you are now is 10 times better than the actor you were 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
And 5 years from now, if you're not 10 times better than you are today, then
I'm out.
You didn't do what you should have been doing.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how, So I've got no problem, but you always got to, youth must be served, obviously. Too much talent coming up from NXT. Breaker's been on this path for, a year now where people have said like he's going to be the next guy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I thought he did a great job with the promo. I felt it. Right. And that isn't that a sign of a good promo? You got to make somebody believe.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think he did a great job in that. So let's see where it goes from here, man. But January the 5th, we're gonna find out. We're gonna see how ready he is.
Yeah. And when you think about young champions, it doesn't need to be a bunch of Randy Ortons. It doesn't need to be a bunch of Brock Lesnar's. Those
by the way, those guys they don't grow on trees.
Yeah, like dude, like Randy Orton went on to be a 14-time champion.
Yeah.
Like
there's only about maybe, let's be honest, how many people on Earth? 6 billion, something like that. There's probably 100 Brock Lesnar's in this world,
right?
And there ain't that many.
Yeah, right. And hopefully they never meet.
Yeah, and there ain't that many in wrestling. So yeah, guys like that are different. They're special.
Yeah, they're just different, guys. So yeah, they got to be a little seasoned.
Yeah. So then we had the matchup Solo Sikoa versus Gunther.
You would want to talk about two faces with Jey Uso and
exactly where I was going to transition. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. So now we're talking about a match where we had two heels going, and it kind of makes you wonder, because of his reaction last week when Penta got hurt, Solo looked just mad.
Yeah.
You have to wonder, he probably wasn't supposed to win that match. It was probably supposed to be Penta against Gunther, you would think, right? But then we had to transition, and now you got the heel versus heel.
Yeah.
And that was, bro, no one's really talking about that. That was a good match.
They banged it out.
And Solo doing this, the comedic Solo stuff,
yeah.
When he hit the Gunther move, but then reacted to the chops, but he still got his stuff in. He still looked dangerous. He did cut down on the comedy a little bit, which is what
at a point it got like, they fight.
Yeah. But man, shout out to Gunther and shout out to Solo for putting on just a banger that, Gunther won as we expected, because that's what we've been hearing all this time. But yeah, shout out to him and Solo for putting on a great match, I thought. And I look forward to seeing those two go at it again.
Absolutely. So now we got LA Knight. Yeah. And Gunther. And honestly, I feel like I don't know who's going to win.
Look, everyone thinks that Gunther's going to win, right?
Yeah,
everybody.
That's what my mind tells me.
But
do we need it? He's the only one that ain't had a.
Think about what
LA Knight, the only one that ain't had a world title.
That's that. And then think about this: if Gunther retires John Cena, within 6 months he's retired Goldberg and Cena. Like, wow.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a resume builder? You know what I mean? You put that on jobs.com and you're getting the job.
Let me tell you, in a world where, because when you look at somebody like Gunther, you wonder, how do you turn something like that face ever? In a world where
I don't think he's ever going to meant to be a face.
Braun Breaker is world title, or like, let's say he wins the world title. We know eventually this is what is destined for his career. But can you imagine that music? That dun hitting in the middle of a Braun Breaker promo? I don't know if the arena can handle something like that.
Right.
Like, it's like like what direction are they going to go with these two going at each other? But CM Punk still got something to say about that.
Yeah, he does. So we still got a few months, I think, before we got to worry about that. And then, that happened. And then you had the main event where Flair and Bliss and then Ripley and Sky fought to a double DQ. All the ladies came in, got a little bit of shine. We'll see where that goes.
The hard R's were standing tall at the end.
Yeah, at the very end, the hard R's were the ones. And it just plays into what I said, man. Judgment Day, I don't think they're going away. You don't get that John Cena rub and not go over, right? Mm-hmm. So let's see. Match was good, just kind of highlighted the women's tag team division, which is good. If you want to elevate those belts and keep them going. Kind of liked what they did at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. No, I loved it because, first of all, anytime you get to showcase the ladies, you got to take that opportunity. They look great. And it showed you that, like, they're about to start writing for the lady star power.
Raw, a lot of people, I might not disagree. Raw was really good. It might have been better than the PLE, to be honest with you, man.
How about that? He didn't have some random in black come out and ruin everything.
That's not Seth Rollins. Because I kind of asked him, but I didn't. Because wow. So that was our Survivor Series recap. That was our Monday Night Raw recap. Tonight's Wednesday night. I'm gonna be looking forward to watching AEW Dynamite. We're gonna have the Continental Classic tourney continuing, which is awesome. There's also a continuation of the women's tag team tournament, which is going to see our girl Willow and Harley Cameron. They are in the finals, and they're going to wait on the winners of Toni Storm and Mina. Going to take on Megan Bayne and Mina Shafir. So we're going to see one of those teams move on to the finals. What is your prediction for the finals there?
Oh, it's hard to go against Toni.
Right.
It's just too hard.
I just love Toni Storm.
She's just like, but she is willing to play ball, though. We've seen a few times of her taking it, but I can't go against Toni. I can't.
Thing is, though, right? I've been kind of, I guess, skeptical about Mina since the whole Death Riders thing started, because I looked at it as like she was never presented as a threat in the women's division, and now you're making her, men in the men's division she's taken out, so that never really worked for me. I finally went, man, in the blood and guts, she definitely did her thing. I think that's kind of where her sweet spot is. I don't think she's going to be the type you're going to get a 30-minute mat classic out of her. Of course not. But a stipulation match like that where she could just go in there and just murk women, that's I think that's her sweet spot. And the fact that Megan Bayne is pretty much indestructible. I love me. I loves me some Mina. Yeah, I loves me some Toni.
Yeah,
but I got to be honest, man. I think the Mega Babes or whatever they call themselves,
it's time.
Mega and Mina, or Mega and Marina, or I think they're going to take this one, man. And I think they're going to move on to the finals to take on Willow and Harley.
Yeah, because I mean. Nah, I gotta stay with Toni.
Staying with Toni?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that,
Yeah. And Toni versus Willow, I'm gonna just be hurt.
And then, you got the continuation of the men's Continental Classic, which just like last year, and I think we mentioned this last week maybe, Okada has the Unified Championship.
Pisses me off.
And so we thought that the International and the Continental were kind of,
Why is he in the tournament?
Well, he was in the tournament last year and he had it. Remember, he started off the same way. He started off with 0 points and he ended up winning the whole thing, retaining the belt. But now it's just like, I thought that belt was done, but it's not. Okay, whatever. Again,
where do you keep it at?
So does that mean the international title is still in effect?
Has to, right?
I don't know. I guess maybe I wasn't paying attention for a week. I'm going to have to go back and my apologies.
My sister tell me it's something from New Japan.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's the way that they do the scoring system. It's it's not an easy thing to understand and keep track of unless you're really paying a lot of attention and you have maybe some knowledge of how New Japan does their tournaments. But I'm interested. Eddie Kingston called out Samoa Joe, the new AEW champion. I think they're going to have a little meet up in the ring before they get it on. And those are two guys on the mic that I believe. When Eddie Kingston speaks, I believe what he's saying.
We didn't talk about this last week, but how do you feel about Joe getting it?
Hangman Page finally dethroning Jon Moxley at All In, which I was at, was such a high moment, man. And it was just a great moment for that company. Hangman, put upon the perch of the number one guy, so to speak. So I gotta be honest, I was a little shocked that he lost the belt as soon as he did. I was also a little shocked when he told Joe that he wanted him in a steel cage, and Samoa Joe, of all people, looked nervous or scared, like he didn't want to do it. And I was like, that's weird to me. That would never be Samoa Joe's reaction, right? Especially after you're chasing this man, and then he goes, "We're fighting a steel cage." And Samoa Joe was like, no, that didn't work. But it's Samoa Joe, so I can't be mad at it.
Right.
But I can't say I'm a little surprised that they moved past Page when they did, and I'm sure we'll figure it out why.
I think they ran into something that I kind of felt with Cody, because it got to the point where everybody was hammering for Hangman to beat the big bad. Wow. Same way Cody. And then you had such electricity with that you run into, were we a fan of the chase? Mm-hmm. And when Cody got the title, I'm not gonna lie, them first couple, it was boring as hell. It was just like, he's not about to lose. He's not about to lose it. He's not about to lose it. And then you start to have a feeling of, do we get the most bang for our buck when we have him chasing it? And I kind of think they felt that and pulled that trigger a little bit.
Interesting.
And so now you have this version of Hangman back, along with Swerve coming back, them teaming up, Oil and Water finding a way to work together. And he's back on the chase. And I think that is good for the character. I think eventually he will get it back. But I felt like they kind of felt it being a little stale a little bit and didn't want the predictable. And also, we don't know how long Joe has. Something nice to do for somebody who deserves it in Samoa Joe. I wish there was a world where I could get him and AJ one more time.
Right.
But I love that Samoa Joe got the title one more time. Hangman Adam Page will be just fine.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be just fine.
It's not going to be the last time he's world champion. Now, and I don't know if we talked about it last week.
I know Hook need to do something different.
Well, think about it, though, right? Hook was in the ops. He gets hurt. He has to give up his portion of the 6-man strap, which they gave to Powerhouse Hobbs. Hook comes back, and it looks like now he's not happy. He's going to turn on him. And then you find out during the championship match that he's still an op. Yeah. So my thought was like, why would he leave anyway? He got hurt. What are you supposed to do? So I just see Joe transitioning, them using the Freebird rule, give Hook his title. Joe's got the world title. You're keeping the trios titles, and you keep it moving that way, I guess. But what did you mean when you said Hook has to do something?
I just feel like I've been seeing the same Hook Like there's nothing like even visually. I'm the character. I was a big fan of Hook, you know, and I thought the kid had the look. He was badass. He just had the vibes of somebody to keep an eye on. And now I just feel like I keep saying the same old thing from him. And
But in his defense, he was off TV for a while.
yeah,
and
he's
just
coming back.
So I think you got to give it a little bit more time.
We shall see. But
Because that's another stack. We talk about stack rosters.
yeah,
It's a stacked roster.
it's a
there.
stack roster.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they got 32 belts.
That's true. That's true. And you know, 15 of them are held by one person.
True. True that.
So yeah, but I'm looking forward to Dynamite tonight.
And also, I just got to point it out. I know they're going to get on me about it. Swerve. Boy, you took so long to get to that damn ring. He took forever to get to that ring. Trying to get that song off, so I can't be mad at him for it, but damn.
A lot of people are missing that, you know, Flash Garment song.
I can't even do the dance.
Yeah,
no
what's
more.
Nana gonna do?
Yeah. Sell coffee.
And then, you know, a little controversial statement in wrestling by Stevie Richards, who I think last week, he made a comment that Logan Paul was a better wrestler than anyone in AEW.
Yeesh.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Like, respect to Logan Paul for doing this thing. You know, very successful at, I guess, all facets of his life. And inside this wrestling ring, he's been positioned to be a star. But in all due respect, Logan, just off the top of my head, I could tell you, he is not a better pro wrestler than Kenny Omega. Are we in agreement here?
Yeah.
He's not a better wrestler than Hangman Page. He's not a better wrestler than John Moxley.
No.
He's not a better wrestler than Claudio Castagnoli.
No.
Swerve.
No.
Ospreay.
No.
Kyle Fletcher.
No.
MJF.
No.
Joe.
Oh no, Samoa Joe's he's like an enigma.
Okada.
Hey.
Stop playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Kyle O'Reilly. He's not the star level that Logan has, but so to say that, I'm not sure what Stevie Richards was thinking.
Like maybe was he thinking like I don't know.
I mean, if you're talking sports entertainer,
yeah, that's what
the entertainment part.
That dude's nice on the mic. Dude.
AEW isn't necessarily sports entertainment, is the way they put it. But to say a better wrestler than anyone there is very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's going to bring heat on Stevie, but it's also going to put heat on Logan, which he doesn't deserve in this case because he's not the one that said
Logan
that.
don't give up.
But Logan don't care. He'll take the heat and he'll
love that.
He'll make some biscuits out of it.
Right. He love that.
But I got to be honest, like I saw that and I was like, yo, stop it.
I text Logan. I text Logan and I told him
What's the name drop?
I'm bro, I'm famous. But I I had to let him know that as a wrestling fan, he pisses me off because he gets to do such cool shit, man. Like to be in both of those brawls at the end of those Raws, like you get to do such cool stuff, man. And he knows it. He knows it, and he's super appreciative, and he's like super grateful about it. He can't tell you that on TV, but like,
did he respond with new phone? Who's this? When you text him?
Oh, I'm famous.
I mean, some
I work for No Contest.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a great
We got a title.
Shout out to Dave Milliken.
You see it?
The GOAT.
Here's another one.
All right, man. Well, you know, since we don't have a guest today, we might as well call it.
Yeah, man.
Saying?
Hey, why don't you tell the people where to find us?
Yeah, man. So if you're looking for us, and why wouldn't you be looking for us on social? Remember, on Twitter/X at There's No Contest. On Instagram, No Contest Wrestling Podcast. On Twitter, No Contest Wrestling Pod. You go to the ESPN, on ESPN, you'll find us. Just go to the podcast button on your app. Then you scroll down to Rich Eisen, I believe, and then you go into that and There you'll find us. No Contest Wrestling. And then on YouTube, of course, just search No Contest Wrestling or the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page, and you will find all of our stuff. Make sure to like, make sure to, more importantly, subscribe and download all of these listens when you can, because that only helps boost our numbers.
Yeah, man.
A little bit. And tell a friend. And, you know, when we give lists, when we do list shows and we ask you questions like, who's your all-time Survivor Series team or something, and we then open up the comment section for you to tell us who you want, don't be like people this week who all they kept saying was, no Undertaker, that's crazy. No Randy Orton, that's crazy. Look, we came up with these at the drop of a hat. And if you think it's crazy we didn't list them, then put them on your list. See how simple that is?
Yeah.
Don't just say it's crazy and then not say nothing.
Bitch.
You ain't helping. You ain't helping nothing. So anyway, I appreciate all you that did leave your ideas in your teams. And there were some good teams that were made. So yeah, that's just it. Just a little PSA.
On behalf of my tag team partner, TJ Jefferson, the best in the world, I am O'Shea Jackson Jr. Make sure you guys have a good day, but not too good, because who the hell do you think you are? Bye, Miss Parker.